Hi there, lovely people. I'm Binati Shade, and just as I promised, I'm back with more cat videos. So you can find me on all academy platforms at Binati157. And this is a little something about me, so go through it if you want to. And our first chapter for the course is on data interpretation. So, how could we smartly prepare for data interpretation? So the first thing that you have to learn is speed maths. So there are many methods that you could employ. You have Vedic maths, you have a few, German techniques. So whatever technique suits you the best, learn a way to calculate things quickly. सो आपको कैलकुलेशंस के स्पीड बढ़ाने वाली टेक्निक्स सीखनी पड़ेगी. तो ज़्यादा टाइम अगर आप कैलकुलेशंस पे वेस्ट करेंगे, क्योंकि डेटा इंटरप्रिटेशन में आपकी कैलकुलेशन एक्यूरेसी और एनालिटिकल स्किल्स, ये दो चीज़ काफ़ी हद तक टेस्ट होगी. तो अगर आप ये कैलकुलेशंस जल्दी नहीं कर पाएंगे तो आप सॉल्व नहीं कर पाएंगे. तो आपको जो भी मेथड सूट होता है, बहुत बढ़िया कोर्सेज हैं अनअकैडमी पे भी, तो आप उन कोर्सेज को फॉलो करके या यूट्यूब पे या कहीं से भी देख के स्पीड मैथ्स सीख लीजिए. फिर टिप 2 रहेगा, जब आप whenever you practice your data interpretation questions, ensure that you don't sit and solve everything. You are only supposed to solve what your question is asking you to solve, right? They are going to give you data in caslets or charts or graphs or whatnot, and it is up to you to classify important data and useless data. Now, if this was a practical problem, then you have to go through all data, but in our case, we only have to see the question and what questions are asked, right? So just learn to separate what is given and what is asked. So when you learn to separate what is given and what is asked, you will realize that you are saving up to a minute per question, right? So next thing is learn, I forgot to do it in Hindi. So आपको जो सवाल के अंदर दिया है और सवाल में जो पूछा है उसके बीच में डिफरेंस समझना पड़ेगा. सो आपको बहुत ज़्यादा डेटा दिया होगा, आपको सारा कुछ सॉल्व नहीं करना है. जो सवाल पूछे गए हैं उसके रिलेशन में जो डेटा है उसी को सॉल्व करना है आपको. देन थर्ड टिप इज set some sort of question time. So whenever you see a question, now because you'll practice a little now, you'll realize just by looking at the question that this question will take time and this won't. So if you'll have a lot of data, or if you'll have a caslet, right, so you'll take more time compared to other sort of questions. So learn how to set the question time. So if the question in Hindi again, तो आप प्रैक्टिस करेंगे तो सवाल का जो टाइम लगेगा पर क्वेश्चन वो आपको डिफ्रेंशिएट करना आप सीख जाओगे. तो उसके बेसिस पे आप जो क्वेश्चन ज़्यादा टाइम लेंगे उनको बाद में सॉल्व करिए या वापस आके सॉल्व करिए, क्योंकि आप अगर एक क्वेश्चन पे स्टिक या स्टकअप रह जाएंगे तो पीछे के क्वेश्चंस आपके छूट जाएंगे. सो दैट ब्रिंग्स मी टू टिप 4, विच इज इफ you are stuck on some question or you are not able to get an answer from certain question, wherever you are doing your rough work, mark that area with some sort of shape or wiggly lines and come back to it if possible later on. But don't be stuck there, just leave the question, because again you have to be better than the rest. So how many questions you attempt, how many correct questions you attempt will determine your percentiles. So don't spend too much time on any question. If you think some question is taking too much time, just mark it with weird lines or patterns and then come back to it if you have time later on. तो अगर कोई सवाल है जिसमें आपका बहुत टाइम जा रहा है तो उस क्वेश्चन पे ज़्यादा टाइम वेस्ट मत करिए. वो जो रफ वर्क में आपने जो भी जहाँ पे भी उसका रफ वर्क किया है उस एरिया को अलग टाइप के पैटर्न से हाईलाइट कर दीजिए एंड देन मूव ऑन. फिर फिफ्थ इज अगेन focus on useful data because the question will give you useful as well as useless data. So when you segregate what is given and what is asked, even in the what is asked part, there will be certain unnecessary questions or unnecessary undertones hidden. So just focus on the useful data. Don't focus on the minute aspects of the question. तो जो important या useful data हो, आप जो what is given और what is asked से जो आप separate करते हैं, तो उसमें जो useful data होता है उसी के थ्रू आप questions को solve करिए. Then ये useful data, the best way to find out useful and useless data is practice, because unless you don't practice these questions you will not learn to segregate between what is correct or what is incorrect or what is useful and what is useless. So the best way to learn how to segregate useful and redundant or useless data is practice. No shortcut to that. सो आपको ये यूज़फुल डेटा क्या है ये पता करने के लिए प्रैक्टिस ही करनी पड़ेगी. आप जैसे ही प्रैक्टिस करेंगे आपको अपने आप पता चल जाएगा कि कौन सा डेटा यूज़फुल होता है और कौन सा यूजलेस. एंड दिस इज़ द फाइनल टिप फॉर Indian students, because we are so used to finding perfect answers because we used to lose 2 marks in our school exams if we didn't give exact answers. But see, this is not school exam. This is not a school exam. This is CAT. So learn to give approximate answers. Don't be stuck on the exact aspect of it. If something is 79.823, you can take it as 80, right? So your calculations will become easier. Again, your speed will increase on account of 80 being an easy number. So learn to approximate, and when you approximate, also adjust, right? As in, don't just increase all the data or don't just decrease all the data. तो फाइनल टिप है कि एग्जैक्ट आंसर मत लिखिए, मतलब एग्जैक्ट क्वेश्चंस मत लिखिए. आप अप्रॉक्सीमेट कर सकते हैं वैल्यूज़ को. आपको सिर्फ नियरेस्ट आंसर ऑप्शन में से ढूंढ निकालना है. आप आंसर कैसे लाए, मेथड का मार्क्स ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. सो मूविंग ऑन टू वेटेज. सो द questions that have the most weightage in DI are data sufficiency. Again, data sufficiency is you have to see the statements and you only have to answer whether the data was sufficient or not. मतलब you have to answer yes or no. Data was sufficient, data was insufficient. You don't need to find the answer. So again, don't waste time trying to calculate things out. Can you get the answer? Yes. Can you get the answer? No. The moment those questions are answered, the data is sufficient or data is insufficient. So you will need to practice this, because for this concept to enter your head, it will take some time, because we have calculated answers all our life. And even after post CAT, we will again go back to calculating answers. So the concept of data sufficiency or insufficiency. So if a question answers yes or no, the data is sufficient. And if you do not have a yes or no answer, data is insufficient. So that concept will take time to seep in. So focus most DI efforts on data sufficiency. And then you have tables and caslets. So you'll have a lot of data crammed, and then you'll have to organize this data into bar chart or whatever method suits you the best, because everyone has their own comfort levels. So find your own comfort level and go at it. You'll have to practice these two out, because with this you are introduced to a new concept, and with this you have hardcore effort to give. These are the highest weightage questions. These percentages have been calculated over the past 10 years. Then this is high weighted. So again, sometimes one question is asked more than the other. So you'll either have column graphs or you'll have bar graphs, or you'll have both equally. So in these type of questions, you have to learn to separate your important data from useless data, and you have to be very quick in your calculations, because these are calculation centric questions. So the weightage for both of this is somewhere around 12%. And this is sorry about this. This is low weightage questions, right? And why 12%? See, they'll not ask you Venn diagrams directly, but they will ask you Venn diagrams directly, but you'll have more indirect Venn diagram questions than direct ones. So do spend some time on these type of questions. So in DI, you'll either have data sufficiency questions, or you'll have to learn to segregate data in charts, or graphs, or intersecting segments, right? So that's DI weightage, and best way to prepare for DI and tackle DI. And as far as available online material goes, there's a book you could buy, which is Logical Reasoning and Data Interpretation for CAT by Nishit Sinha. If you can buy it, go ahead and do so. And if you cannot, then you have these websites. See, these are universal CAT preparation websites, which give you a free free practice exercises and free blogs. So you can read the analysis and all that these websites give out. So all of these four will have information about data interpretation. So go through that, and if you want to go ahead with the book, then Nishit Sinha is the best book to go for DI as well as LR. So thank you so much for listening in. That's it for this session. As always, keep your confidence level high, keep your attitude positive, and don't miss out on your practice sessions. Be very, very meticulous about that. So thank you. Don't forget to rate, review, and recommend the course if possible. Do share it and ask your questions in the comment section. Have a wonderful day. Happy preparations.